Yes, I might need to replay this. This is just your advantage. I might need to replay
I've
it.
recorded it, sir. You can go on.
Okay. Thank you. So, don't miss chart type for no reason. For example, mixing up your charts differently in different ways, bringing in. So just make sure your chart is clear enough for whoever is
Sorry for
consuming.
interjecting again. Can we use full slide mode?
Can we use what?
Full slide mode.
Okay.
We are seeing, so that we just see the slide you are on.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I think this should be from. I don't know, it's showing me the second slide. I think that's what you're seeing as well. Can you see the?
Yeah, we are seeing the same thing as well, but it shouldn't be like that because.
Yes. I wanted it to come up. I don't know why it's coming up in this format. Okay.
If it's not, I think we'll go back to what you had before. I think that's much more better than.
Yeah, than this one. So, pardon me, it's not coming out the way I want this time. Okay, so lastly, use color wisely and with intention, because we have people that have color blindness. So it's very important you use the right color, and also don't miss color. Maybe you have blue, white, red, just have everything mixed together. People that have color blindness might have difficulty interpreting your data. So quickly, we'll look at the use of Tableau. We can download Tableau using this link. I will dive into that now. Then we'll come back to the slide later. So if you there are two skills you use for data presentation. I mentioned this earlier. The first one is your Power BI tool that you use. I think that should be two there, and your Tableau. So we've got these two here. Power BI will give you this view most of the time, and your Tableau will give this view. They both help you to develop your interactive dashboard. So if we,
Sir.
Yes,
sir, can you put it on a slide so that the slideshow? Just take it.
slideshow. Yeah, I think that was what I did the other time.
Yes. No. Then take from current. No, not that. So I go to from current slide. Yes, please press down, sir.
Yeah, that was what I did the last time. It came up with this.
Showing this.
I don't know why the notes. You said?
This is okay like this, Abby. If we don't like, that's fine. Do we like this one?
No.
Do we like this? Yes or no? Okay. So move on.
He said no. Okay, let me just take it back. Don't worry. We'll soon leave the slide. We'll soon leave the slide and go straight into the practical stuff. So let me go in from here. That link will take us to a YouTube series that helps you to download. So you could see this. I expect us, if we have access to this presentation later, we can click on that and it will take us to the link. So it will take us to the link where we could get our Power BI installed. And the next slide, this talks about a business case. So now, if you are presented with a problem, as a data analyst, the first thing you need to know is to understand the business case. What exactly is the problem here? If there's no problem, you have no business being there. So if there's a problem, so what's the business case? you've been presented with, you want a data visualization for global renewable energy production analysis. So they've gotten a lot of data in the company. They don't know what to do with it. So they've invited you as a data analyst to go into their company, try to get data maybe from the various departments that will support you with the information. You work with them, try to understand the way they interpret their data, have good understanding of the business, and also have good understanding of the type of data presented to you. So the data we're using is a global renewable energy production data that we got from Cargo. So I'm assuming that we have a business objective here, which I presented. As a business analyst, you are tasked by a company to manage their data analytics scheme. The company aims to analyze and visualize renewable energy data to assess the contribution of renewable energy sources across the world. The objective is to gain insights into renewable energy distribution across different countries. Through strategic application of data visualization techniques, the company seeks to enhance decision-making processes by uncovering actionable insights that supports the optimization of renewable energy usage and strategic planning. So maybe the company is working on a project with different countries where they use fossil fuel, where they use energy sources that are not renewable. Now they are introducing renewable energy and they want to see the distribution across the various countries. They want you to come in, understand the data, clean those data, and try to present it in a visualization format for understanding purposes and for them to have good knowledge of areas where they could work in and optimize or make profits and also distribute their energy. So they've invited you to come in and assist in this case. So we're going to get our data very soon from Cougar, and the data set is from 2000 to 2023. So the data set contains annual data on renewable energy production from various countries spanning from 2000 to 2023. It includes information on energy generation from solar, wind, hydro, and other renewable sources. The data sets aim to provide insights into the growth and distribution of renewable energy production worldwide. So let's see, we want to get our data now. Where do you think we'll get our data from? Where do you think we'll get our data from?
You mentioned Cargo last time.
Okay, Cargo. But in the case, this scenario we are painting, definitely you expect the company to give you their data. The best place to get your data is from the company. No matter how bad the data is, it's original. So, but in a situation where the data cannot be provided by the company, you could buy data, you could source for data elsewhere that have similar events they are trying to present. Some people, they clean data. Their job is just to make sure I can give you for free. There are companies that are involved in surveillance in the country and tend to mine those data, clean them, and store them, waiting for someone to come and ask tomorrow that, please, do you have this particular information or data about this situation? And they will sell those data to them and make money from it. So these are ways through which some companies are making money. So quickly, we'll go into...
Sorry, not to distract us. So
Yeah.
I'm interested when I heard making money from it. That interests me.
Okay.
Those companies, where do they get those data from? Is it from government bodies or how did they come about?
Okay, very good. I will tell you, those companies, what they do, they are involved in doing certain job for the government. Are you getting me? But the contract does not involve storage of data.
Okay.
So they've taken the initiative going ahead to store those data on their behalf, knowing fully well that data is the next oil that we are looking for. The government will come tomorrow and say, please, between this period and this period, do you have data information from, well, it's not in the contract. If you want it, then we are going to give you for this amount. Are you getting me? So it's very important for us
Yeah.
to store our data, whatever we are doing, to have proper account and records system, storage system, cleaning data. And that is why ISO 27001 is very, very important now in data security. All companies are going into ISO 27001. In my company also, we're working on that at the moment because that is the next stage. People are trying to protect their data. They're having understanding, insight into how data are being managed, and you tend to protect it. You do an assurance on them and things like that. Do we understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me also add to what you have said. We also must understand the sectors that we're working on. Today, we're looking at energy transition. We need to, just have to echo what Brashi has said, you need to look towards energy companies. I've posted two platforms here, OSDU, Forum, they have energy data, and something Transition Authority, oil
Yeah.
and gas have that. And some can also, well, we can also get data from research works, maybe people that do research, maybe the data that are there. And so you can also carry out the research yourself to do data if you have the money.
Yeah.
So over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Also, may I add this also that there are companies also that help other companies to store their records. And these hard copy records, they transform them to e-copy and store them in e-format on their behalf. Oil company included, even geology, brushing on geology, they store those data, pictures of different type of minerals and things like that. They get them transformed into electronic format and get them stored properly on behalf of those companies. Even a library, the library we have also, they are into things like that, trying to transform some of those hard copies information into a copy and store them for a longer period of time. So if you look at the diagram in this, you see, look at the data, how easy it is to interpret. It is very, very difficult. So if someone presents you with something like this and tell you to interpret it to them, how easy it is. And they want you to tell them, yes, which area, which country should we focus on? Which area should we focus on? You see that it's very difficult to do, even though they have the countries and the figures are just there. The data looks so clean, though. We don't have much work to do here because the data is clean. We don't have null information in there. Blank spaces are not there. So it's easy for us to just work with this data without cleaning them. How do we get data like this? That is the next thing we'll do quickly. So if I go into cargo, so this is cargo. You can copy this this site. Let me just copy it and put in the chat for us. I think, sorry, pardon me. So this is the data set. We're looking for global renewable energy. Since I've done a search previously, I can easily get this. So this is the data set. And it's between 2000 and 2023. Okay, and we have, it's having a good rating here. We have 60, 62 people that have done some search on this. And if I open up this data, usability, it tells you the data completeness is 100%. So you don't need to do much work on the data. It's complete. But if it's less than that, then you need to do some data cleaning. And it has cover image and some other things which might be useful. You download your data from here. You see information about the data, description. You try to digest the content. Like I said earlier, you need to understand the data you're working with. We have country names, we have solar energy, wind, hydro, other renewable energy sources like biomass, geothermal, and things like that. Those information are very, very important when you're coming up with your insightful questions and you're trying to convince the company on the need to invest money in certain areas. You will need to have an understanding of this data properly before dabbling into the analysis. Okay, and you have your metadata. So we can easily download from here. I've done this before, but once you go in and click download, you go down, download, it will come in form of a zip folder. You open your zip folder, going into the data, copy this, right click, copy the data, and paste this data into your own folder. Don't use a zip folder for the purpose of analysis. So you right click, you can now paste your data here, which I have in two formats. I've also converted this data. It comes in a command separated value format and also in an Excel worksheet format, which I showed to us earlier. But we'll be using the CSV version in presenting. So this is where you get your data using Cargo. Having said that, we'll now need to come up with things we can draw from the data. So let's quickly go and open Tableau. I'll double click here because I have it installed already. And I will go into my file, close this, go into file and open. So I'll now open this from the folder in which I've stored the data. Like I said, it's in CSV format. I'll click on this and open. So once you open this, it will come. This is the data source. Can you see my cursor? Data source. This is the sheet we'll be working with in presenting our data. Here you have what is called measures. Measures are things like we were told that we have. Let me show us from the data source quickly. So you see here, we have different columns, and these columns are called feeds. We have 7 feeds and 240 rows in the set of data presented to us. So if I should drag this, let me see. I hope you cooperate with me. Okay, so if I drag this upwards, you see the 7 feeds here, the years, country, solar energy, and so on. And that you could see the country here as well. I can drag this to the right and you see solar energy, and that's the data presented to us. So if you scroll down as well, you'll see that the data is clean, 100% clean, and we can go ahead to use that. If it's not clean, that is where we'll need to deploy this and start to clean up our data using the various tools. That is another topic which we can look at later. So once your data is clean, you come back to your sheets. I've mentioned to us we have what is called measures. and we have what is called dimension. In this form, it's called table. Dimension is table. Measures are what gives us the data set that we are looking at. We're going to play with, analyze in coming up with those information. And you also have the file where you could open up, download, export once you've completed the analysis. You have your data you could open up from another data source. If it's a worksheet, you could open a new worksheet like we have one at the bottom, which is this one. Your dashboard, you could open a new dashboard like you have one here also. You could use this part to open your dashboard, or you open your dashboard using this. You could tell a story from the data. You could analyze the data, get aggregates. You could also create calculated feeds. So we've got 7 feeds there. During the course of analysis, we are going to create a new feed and give it a name. You will do it together, and you could have different maps which you could work with, light, dark map. You could see that from this place. There are different types of maps that you can work with. Most of the time, once you start, this will suggest to you likely maps that you could use that agree with the data set you're working with. And once you click on it, you go straight to use them. And what else? Format, server, Windows. That's it. So here you have columns and you have rows. Your graph or your chart comes in columns and rows. So we'll be playing with that. The first question we have here in our stuff says that the total energy generated across the different countries, we want to know it. We want to know the total energy generated, and how do we do that? For us to be able to get the total energy, we have from our measures here a column, which is a field having total energy. And this total energy per different countries is given to us. So from this, I can easily work on getting the total energy generated. So if I go in and move this, just move this from here to this place, it gives me the value. I can make it bold a bit. Let's make it like 15. Sorry, in size, increase it to 15 and apply. So that is it. I can also put it maybe in a circle format just so that it looks, so it's in a circle. I can increase the size of the cycle here and make this, increase this. If you look at the mark side here, you could change this from square to a cycle or pie chart. So you have something like this. So, and the title, I can easily change this title and make it total renewable energy generated. Okay. And also maybe the topic shouldn't be too bold. Just apply that and you have your total renewable energy generated. These forms are this also, I can easily copy this and make that the name of my sheet. Okay. And I can add another sheet by clicking here or going back to worksheets. Just click on this and say new sheets. You see that's number 3. Number 2, so if I go in here, the next question says something about total energy distribution across 10 countries. So there are ways we can do this. We will quickly look into the 2 different ways we can apply. It's either you use the map of the world to depict this, or you can use a bar chart to depict this. So if I look at the total energy per country, it's easy for me to just go in here and put the country. You have the different countries, and I'll move my total renewable energy into the column, and it gives me this. I can also flip this here and change it to this form. So you see it in this form. I can also get the value of each of these. So you see this here. There won't be need for you to repeat this column. I mean, this column here, since you have the value here, there won't be need for you to repeat this country here. These are part of data presentation. In presenting your data, you don't need to repeat. Since you have the countries at the bottom, let's make this entire view. So that will give me, so you see, these are the country. I can remove this, hide, and also hide this part. So that's it. And change this to total renewable energy distribution per country. So in the data set given to us, I need to reduce the size to 11 since we started using 11. Do we understand, please? So that, or am I too fast? Are you following?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Are we
Hello,
going to
we
have
talk. We follow.
recording?
Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, are we following?
Are we going to be able to have access to this recording? Because I know I will need to listen to this like times before I will understand it properly. I know.
Okay, you will. I'll try also to be slow at, but of course you have access to the recording, so you can practice this yourself. So having done this, we can also we can move this from here to color. Why are we doing that? We want to use color to show us which country have the highest. You see, the ones that have highest, they have dark blue, and the one that have the least, Brazil here, is having light blue. And also we can sort this so that it looks well presented. So you have this by country. At a glance, you can tell that France is having the highest total renewable energy generated, which involves you have hydro, solar, wind energy, and other renewable energies. So France is doing very well. And Brazil is not doing too well here. Later, we'll be looking at those insightful things we could bring out of it. Maybe because Brazil does not have the infrastructure to support um, the volume of renewable energy that could be generated. And maybe France, being a well-developed country, they've got facility, they can easily. So those are the things you could play with when analyzing those data and coming up with some of those contributory factors that could have led to some countries having more renewable energy in their disposal, while others are not doing that. Also, I want to teach us quickly the other way we can present the same data. Okay, and this is okay in this form. I'll leave it at this. We'll go to another sheet and see how, again, we can present the same data that we have here using the map. So if I go use the map, Um, and I have a country here, and I have this also here. Um, uh, like I said, you could see that from the right-hand side, these maps are being highlighted, telling us you can use either of these maps to represent what you have here. So if I'm interested in using the world map, so the world map will tell me I've got renewable energy in these places, Canada, US, Brazil, and so on. So I can give it more this thing. I can tell this, give me the names of those countries that have those things. And you see it's coming up little by little. I can also tell it to give me the values of those renewable energy being produced in those countries. Are you getting me? Are you following, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
we'll
sir.
now we'll go from here. We also want to use, like we did the other time, to use color to show us. So you see France is still very dark here, which shows that France is
Sir,
doing very well. Yeah.
sir, let me add some input there.
Okay.
There's something they call, not to just so that people can see the impact of what you are doing. There's something we call spatial. How do you deduct information? What we call spatially. What we have seen now is that I think we have data from how many countries? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many? Is it 11 or 12? 12
Yeah.
countries.
Yeah.
How do we display them
10
spatially?
countries.
This is what Tableau can do it.
10
If we
countries.
want to use the resource, 10 countries. So like this now, this Tableau can give us spatial distribution. We can see how we can see. For me now, if I want to be an investor, I was like, why? So there's no, does that mean that the amount of energy coming from Africa is absent? So I want
Yeah.
us to see that not just running the analysis, we can visual interpretation matters, but what we are seeing here is spatial that can give us spread, all of that. Is it in terms of continent? So there are a lot of questions that some people can ask from all of this. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Rochelle. And I will get to that point because we'll need to query this visualization that we are seeing and come up. It makes it very interesting when you are analyzing those things and seeing, oh wow, so this is what happened. So this is what happened. And it makes also investors to be very interested if you've presented your data very well without them even asking you questions. So looking at these ones, I can change this from automatic to a pie chart and try to increase the size of the cycle. And I can also come here because these have been aggregated, put in bins. I can come here and try to edit the size by changing this size variable from automatic to range. So it will now be working based on the value that is presented. I've applied it and click OK. So you see that those countries that have less production have smaller size, like Russian was using the word spatial. So you see countries that have more renewable energy have bigger cycles, and not that alone, they are also thicker. So you can either use the size to represent the variation, or you use colors to represent it. So at a glance, you could see, okay, oh, France is there, and Brazil, Japan, these are not doing too well. So at a glance, you could say this. So this is another way through which you could present your data for your clients to see. Now, we are going to name this as well as the same title here.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Please go ahead.
the data that we have about this is just renewable energy production or generation
Yes.
or consumption.
Yes.
Which one is it?
This is renewable energy production per countries.
Okay, production per countries.
Yes.
Now,
So the country is assumed that these countries, they've got
infrastructure.
non-renewable energy in place ab initio. Now they are going, because of the net zero vision, they are going from non-renewable energy to renewable energy. And they've invested into hydro, wind, solar, biomass, and things like that. Now they have this data, but they don't know what to do with it. They've now consulted with you as a data analyst. Please, can you play with this data and tell us what it's saying to us? Are we doing well? Are we investing money in the right place? Are there challenges we are facing? So when you're writing your report at the end of the day, when we get to the dashboard, you'll see it. I'll show you something like this.
The next question I want to ask
Yes, sir.
is, I'm actually interested in the breakdown of the sources. So that will be a different data altogether, isn't it? A
Yes,
data that will show the breakdown of which one is biomass, which one is wind, which one is renewable, which one is tidal. So that one will be a different thing altogether, a different
correct.
data altogether. Okay, all right, thank you.
At the end of the day, you'll be coming up with something like this or even more than this. Are you getting me? So this is called
Yeah,
interactive dashboard. So you could click on a particular country, give me a breakdown of so things, and the other chart will give you a breakdown of what you are looking for. I don't know if it makes sense to us.
yes, it does.
Okay. So
The question I want to ask is about Tableau. I know Power BI is, correct me, is free. Pablo Alert is paid. Is it free also?
yeah, we have the free version, which I'm using now, but we have also the paid version, depending on what you want to. And the link I gave you, if you go to that YouTube, it tells you how to download it for free.
Okay, thank you.
So I can also name this as renewable energy distribution per country. You can either use this also to represent renewable energy distribution per country. Okay, it's telling me it exists previously, so I can call this one. And I can open another chart. Now we'll be looking at, so we've looked at total renewable energy distribution per country. Now I want to go into hydro. Let's just see what hydro will be telling us. If we pick hydro, for example, I will look at the distribution. Take your country back to the row and pick hydro. Now, one thing I will say here is this. You see these measures, you can also convert your measures to dimension. Look at it. I can convert this solar energy that I have measures, I can convert it to dimension. It will not be acting like countries. I can convert anything here. You can convert them to dimension. You can convert to district values. So you can play with your data. You can do slice it. You can do anything with it. It allows you to do that. So if I take this one, if you look at this chart here, entire view will give us a bigger view. I can also put, we're looking at hydro now. I can put this in terms of labeling the value of each country, hydro generation per country, like you were trying to ask. And also I can use hydro, putting in, sorry, not the size. I want to put it in the color. So it will tell us, and come here again to sort from highest to the least. So this is hydro distribution per country. Change my title to hydro This free. Okay, and I can reduce the size as always to 11. Apply, and now you have this. So it's easy to remove my country here, hide the row, and it's also easy for me to remove this. Okay. And you see hydro distribution per country. China, at a glance, I can tell you for free that China is leading in terms of hydro. They've got water, they've got the land space. France follows, and it goes down. India, and the third country leading in terms of hydro, without me doing any calculation of mathematics there. And we can do same for the next chart we'll be looking at. I purposely want to do this so that we'll see other variation of charts, not just the bar charts or the map. We can also use what is called butterfly charts or map to depict when you are comparing two things. For example, you're comparing performance in terms of male, female, renewable, non-renewable, and looking at like, dislike. You can use what is called a butterfly chart to do that. So it's not that what we're trying to present in terms of this mm, as that kind of similarity, but we can also get something out of it and also know how to come up with a butterfly chart. That is the next one I'll be doing now. If I change this name to hydro distribution per country, I think that'll be fine. And so now we want to look at a butterfly chart. How do we do that? So the first thing you do here, for example, if I take solar, I'm comparing solar and wind distribution
Hello,
across
sir.
country. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I think for the participant or people that watch this video, there's something you are doing at you are clicking like Excel, right? It's like for every exercise you are doing, you are opening some
A new
worksheet, right?
sheet. Yes, sir.
So please let me cover some. For every analysis, for every something, there have to be like a worksheet because I saw
Yeah.
that. I just felt like,
So
but
we've
thank you.
done
You've only
this,
done.
we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. This is another one. So you could have as many sheets like Excel as possible. You open them, do your charts, then later you now put everything or some of them into a dashboard, which you present to your client or the company interested in those analysis. Brosho, are you happy with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just as
Okay.
know, I saw that. I just felt that maybe so that when people are watching and building their own stuff, they're like, where did this coming from? What do I do? What will I do? That's why I just raised that. Well done, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. So now we want to look at the butterfly chart here. We'll pick a country. We pick the country from the dimension country into the row. And please feel free to ask any question. If I'm too fast, I'm too slow, or maybe there's something I've said that you're not clear with,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
easily yeah?
yeah. I wanted to ask you. So I think the key thing we are saying here is for us to know where to put what. Would the country be in the column or would it be in the row? And I think that's the key thing that will determine if what you are doing makes sense.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
and I think that's for me, because I observed that previously you put the country in the column, now you have put the country in the row. So and I
Yes.
think that is very, very key, I think.
Yes. So if you look at the butterfly, so the country is going into the row. Now, I will, once we get there, I'll tell you the reason why the country is in the row. Because country goes this way. So you have it, your butterfly, you know the way it looks like. If you want it, for example, like we're treating, look at this one. Oh, we've not done something like that. So this one, the country is in the column, and that is why the country is here. Can you see that? So you have France, this is one column, another. But in the case of butterfly, the country will be in the row.
Okay.
Do you get it?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So now we are looking at solar energy and wind energy. Those are the two, like I told you, male, female. And so look at what will happen. Solar, come in here. And I'm looking at wind. So, but I'm working towards getting a butterfly out of these two charts so that I can compare them apple for apple, like for like. Now, wind is here, solar is here. So there's something we need to do to be able to get that butterfly shape. We need to create a calculated feed. So if you go back to the data source, we have just 7 feeds here. We need to create one more feed. That is called a calculated feed. And that feed has to be as 0 as is where the butterfly we have the center. So if I can, from analysis, I could say create calculated feed. I can also come here and click create calculated feed. Those are the two areas where you could create your calculated feed. So if I go use the analysis one, which is this, I'll say, give me a 0 hazards and put the 0 axis should be 0. I just want so it's where you measure both sides from. And always look at, when you are using this, always look at for this, the calculation is valid. If it's invalid, you cannot apply it. But once you put any calculation here, even if you go into ChatGPT and it's telling you to create a feed and you get those information and put it here, if it's showing invalid, then there's something wrong with your calculation. You need to work on it to clean it up. And this is the part through which you bring in your creativity most of the time. There are some data that you might not have from the company and you need them for your analysis. You have to, once you come up with the formula, you put it in here. The formula will generate those data for you and it will form another field. So you see what will happen now. Once I click apply and it says, okay, you see that we have a new measure here or field, which is called 0 hazards. If I go back to my data source, you see the field is now 8 from 7. And also, if I look at this part, I'll see something called the 0 axis. If I also go back into my, you will see this, everything is showing 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So that is what we've just done to that chart. And what do we do with it? So the 0 axis, we move this 0 axis to sandwich this solar and also the wind energy. And the next thing will be for us to come here and, come to and edit this axis because we want it to look like butterfly. You make it, reverse it so that it's facing the other side and you have your solar energy here. You also come here and so let me leave it at that first. Let's see what happens. So can you see it? It's beginning to look like a butterfly. Do we get it? So, and if you come into the mark section, you could see 0 axis, we have the solar, we have the wind. So I can easily go into this part and sorry, under 0, I can bring in the country. Tell me, put in those countries here. You see, that's why it's on row. You have the countries in row. And I can also centralize it. Sorry. I can put this in the center and do away with this one. Sorry. Okay. And also I can make it bold so that it occupies everywhere. I hope it's beginning to look like that. So from the solar point of view, I can give it the
Is it
label.
possible to reduce I think the width is so wide. Is it possible to make it closer? The 0 axis.
Yeah, it's possible to make it closer. We can bring it closer together, but we'll get there. And also I can also put in the color to the solar. So it makes this look, and also I can do this to it. It's beginning to take shape little by little. I can look at the wind part, do the same to it, label the wind, give it my color. Okay. And I can also look at the 0 part. We have the countries. The next thing I would like to do here is to remove these units. We don't need all these lines. We don't need them. You make it cleaner. So you can come in here and format. Go into and remove all this. This might take some time though, but I wish I wouldn't want to waste time on it. So yeah, just to give us an idea, the divider, remove that. The column, remove all this. And the row is done. The lines, remove the 0 line, remove the trend line, and remove this as well. Okay, so some of them are going. So on the vertical axis, you do same. Remove this. And remove this. Remove this. So it's beginning to take shape little by little. You don't need this.
Sorry, the wind. You've not done it reverse order.
Yes. Now you will see. Very good question. So you see that the solar part is giving us this. So that is why I said we're only using this to show us how it will look like. Normally, it should look like a butterfly, but because the values we have, you could see if I do this one will come down. Look at it. If I come to this part, sorry, and so you see, so definitely there's at no point will this be here
Okay.
because
Okay.
yes, it's just telling
it
you
affects the
UK.
other one too.
Yes.
So
So
they don't have a way of separating and executing that instruction to just one side. It's applicable of both. It's affecting both sides.
yes. So if you have, for example, if you're looking at renewable, non-renewable, or sorry, you're looking at male, female. Sometimes you can have the value for a particular country because of the population span. Maybe take US for example. Oh, both the right hand side, left hand side, the values are more. It will look like a butterfly. And but in this case, we are just using it to depict how it will look like, but it's not going to come up in that butterfly mode. But if you go online and check, you'll see exactly how the butterfly will look when you've complete this. I'm not going to waste too much time on this. I will stop on this one so that we can. I'm sorry, my fault. I just want to remove the 0 as this there. And I will take the 0 off. And I can also remove the mark. Good. Custom. Okay, 0 as it's removed. Yeah. So yes, so that's what I want to achieve there. So again, this line at the middle, you can easily remove that. I'm trying to see it. Automatic bar. Okay, so this can be solar and wind. Let's not waste too much time. I don't want to keep you waiting. Solar and wind energy generation or production per country.
No, I think it's production or not generation, sir.
Okay. Prof, I can't argue with you, but
Not be argue. And I want us to like also observe that no matter what the chart you are doing, for anybody that's going to watch this, or the edits also matters a lot.
very, very.
And I think also there's something that Brother Seyi have done. He has used colors. There's what we call gradient. If you see some color, some shade of blue are deeper, which correspond to the value. Because sometimes it's not about quickly build some stuff. Some of those things also have its own way of showing that, oh, this person know what he's doing, or and they also relate to what we call color blindness. So please, let's also be observant. It's good to learn how to use this tool. We also must be mindful of the people who are reading it, whether they're technical, whether they're not technical. Everything sometimes matters, because sometimes, oh, this person just did a shabby job, this person does not understand it. So even that's why I brought the idea of the edits to, because if somebody is the data is a generation and they are putting production, you will never can. So but actually don't make a mistake, but I'm just writing that every line make meaning to people that are going to look at this as a report, all of that.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shil. So you'll see that I've removed this from here. So like I said, in presenting your data, you make sure you remove we have the numbers here already. There's no need for you to present this again. It will make your chart looks a bit messy. I can do the same here for you to see. Come into edit as this. Under tick, move the major marks to none, and that's it. So you have wind, solar. So you can easily interpret this, and the space between here also can be reduced. I'll just change this now, and that's how you present your butterfly chart, which we'll utilize in a minute. I think I'll just do one last one before maybe two. I want a time series and also want an heat map that will just depict. You could use heat map. These are
Okay, sir. Let me, before you go for that time series,
okay.
Let's throw a question. Why is Brother Seyi want to create time series? who can answer that question in the chat box, in the chat section? Why is Brother Seyi want to create time series?
I think he has said it earlier during the introduction when he was explaining the types of charts. What we've been seeing earlier, if I'm correct, what we've been looking at is the various figures and the bar chart. But when it goes to the issue of time series, because it told us earlier, the kind of data you want to the type of data you want to display determines the kind of chart you choose. If you choose now, all the ones we've been doing before earlier, we've been comparing between countries. But if you don't want to look at what am I to? I'm trying to remember what you said when you talked about
over time, over a period of time.
Over a period. Thank you very much. Over a period of time, the same values over a period of time. I think that's what we said we use line charts. If I'm correct, that was it. And
yeah,
sorry.
Very correct.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you, sir. Perfect. I deliberately asked that question because when he started, and that's first thing he has shown us. The first thing is not to dabble into the interpreting data, is to look at that data. Whenever we have, just to record what you have said, and I like what Sister Anya has said, time series look at a data over a period of time. And data set that we're having is from the year 2000 to 2023. So before we do anything, we ask ourselves, oh, time series is not just, and most time series is meant for long term to see how things vary. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Thanks everyone for your contribution. So if we're looking at total energy again, distribution per country, which country have the highest? The first three countries that have the highest energy here are China, France, and the UK. And the last three countries, Brazil, Japan, is it not? So we can easily use our charts to see and compare. Yes, this Brazil is not doing very well here, but we also might want to be interested in looking at some years, Brazil might be doing very well, and other years, Brazil might not be doing very well. So why did that happen? And also UK, France that is having very high renewable energy. In certain years also, France might have some challenges, not doing very well like Brazil for that particular year. The only way you could show that is using your time series to present such information. So we'll go straight to our time series. So if we're considering time series, we need to put the years into consideration. Now, where do we move the year into? Is it column or row?
It will go into row now because it's line. It will be line.
It should go into what?
Into the rows.
I'm talking of the year.
Sorry.
Not the country.
The year will be column, while the data I'm looking for it will be in the row.
Okay, thank you.
The country will be row, and the year will be in column.
Okay. So now you see the year spanning from this. We were given 2000 to 2023. So we have it in the column. Now we can now move our total energy and put that in the row. Okay. So once you do this, it tells you, it will only give you a chart for the total energy, but inside this one, you've got wind, you've got solar, and so on. And again, you have the countries. So for you to be able to see which country is doing well within this area, you need to bring in the total energy into one. You bring in the value of the total energy into this. and it gives you the value. And also you bring in the country, you use your country to filter here. How good is this chart? You have the 10, it's showing the 10 country. Can you present this to your client? Very good. So there won't be need for you to show this. So you need to bring in something called a filter. You bring in filter of the country so that you can easily filter some country off and concentrate, put your searchlight on those countries that are important that you want to analyze. For example, if I should pick France here, and I should pick India, I can remove Japan, I can remove the UK, I can remove the US. I might leave Brazil that is not doing very well. So I have Indian, I have maybe
just to buttress your point, one can want to
yes,
argue. It depends on when you want to argue based on energy renewable growth or production based on the global south and the global north.
yes,
So you can say Brazil, India, the British people they are all the global south, while you can do it in phases. You can
correct.
say
You can just
UK,
flip it.
yeah, so we can say okay, UK, US, Canada for the global north, and Brazil, India, and Brazil and India for the
Okay.
global south. Well, at least
Yeah,
one can use that as a means of making the argument. It depends. But like you already
yeah,
mentioned, it depends on the argument you want to make.
correct.
So the argument you want to make will depend on which country
Country you want.
you want to play
I
onto.
agree with you. I agree with you. So let me just pick like 3 countries here. Let's see what will happen then. So we've taken 3 countries here and looking at the color. Remember, we've been using blue all this while, and blue again is a bit close to renewable energy. Now getting to this point, if you put this on your dashboard, it's totally off the previous color you're using. So someone with color blindness might have difficulty interpreting these colors, you know. So sometimes it's good you come back to your chart and see if you can play with your colors and try to edit them accordingly. So I can pick, since I'm using blue, pick a color variation here. Pick France and say, give him a very dense color. Pick India, another one, or maybe close to this, and pick Brazil that is not too, so that I maintain the flow of my color.
Hmm.
Are you
Then
getting me?
also, I don't know if it will work out. Even though it's already showing, one can increase the strength of the thickness.
Correct. You can do anything with
So
that.
put
Yeah.
more emphasis on on what you have.
Yeah. You can do more of that. Yeah. Yeah. And also you can increase the thickness of the line. So instead of bringing too many colors, and again, the beauty of your dashboard is very important. Once they look at it, they can't resist it. And remember what we started with, the first thing we started with, your presentation, your dashboard is very, very important to the company. That is your sales point. So with this, I'll just leave this at this. I know since I have the values here, which we've inserted, have an issue, I don't need this anymore. I can easily remove this. I can transfer the total energy renewable to the topic and remove that. I can just make this total renewable energy production over time, or between this period and this period. So I can use this. Bring this back to, okay, and change this also to that. Like I said, we can do away with this one. Okay. And you have this. So you see 1999, 1998 is not part of what we need. You can also work on that and make your, customize your range from 2000 or, yeah, 2000 to 2023. Okay. But this is going, it's better I make it a bit, let's use them. So this will be 1999 to 2024. Okay, looks more like it. So that is it. And Roshan, do we have time to do the heat map? Should I fire on that before the dashboard? Hello. Okay. So I will quickly show us the heat map. We have the heat map. You use that to show density of a particular country or whatever when presenting. You can also use that each time you want to show that a particular country, just like what we have in the bar chart, but now is in a heat map form. So what you do in this case is like you normally do. Most of the time we use our country, put the country here and bring in your, if I should pick, I can take a particular product now. Let me take solar just alone, solar, and put it here. So it gives me the distribution, but I'll come into my, okay, I'll light table, heat map, and click on this. So once I click on this, it tells me that I can, okay, let me increase this to the entire. So you see what you have here. I can make this entire height as against width and see, try to increase this a bit. If I should just take total renewable energy now and put this in color format. So we've not talked about non-renewable energy, sorry. So I intend putting this here, and non-renewable energy goes into the color density.
So sir, let me just interrupt you.
Okay.
I think I want our attendees to why are we comparing non-renewable and renewable? No, no. Why are we comparing other renewable energy to all of that? Does it really? I just feel like putting us on the spot. If nobody answers, so over to you so that we time.
Okay. So you see why we're doing this.
Your question again.
Why are we comparing non-renewable? So your total renewable energy is made up of solar, wind, hydro, and non-renewable energy. The non-renewable energy includes the biomass and some other forms of energy. So you want to see there are other countries that have renewable energy, but They have renewable energy, but in smaller amounts. But if you put them together, it makes sense also to be able to say, yes, I may not have solar, I might not have wind or hydro, but I've got biomass from waste that is coming out. And this amounts to certain, I can also use this, and looking at the figure coming out of it, look at Canada. No one will have said Canada. If you look at Canada in the total renewable energy, Canada is in the sixth position or so, or seventh position. But if you come back to the heat map, it tells you that Canada is not doing badly in terms of other renewable energy. They are leading. So we can put more funds into that and let them produce more of the class of biomass that they are producing, because.
Or a lot of investment opportunities are there for that kind of.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's the word. So you've got investment opportunity in Canada in terms of this renewable energy. And also the UK also is not doing badly. France also is not doing badly. So you could use your heat map to come up with this. And yes, that is it. The last one you saw here, which is the highlight, is just like the heat map. It will give you the same thing, but it will be in this form. I'll just show it to us. I'll leave us to go and do that. I'll show it to us in the chat. It will give us something like this. Okay. And it gives the distribution again of solar in terms of different countries. Good. So
you need to do it, so.
okay, let's go ahead. I'm here for you.
Just do that one, then we'll have 2 questions.
So once I am through with that, we'll come up with the dashboard. We'll put all what we've done in smaller bits into a dashboard and make it interactive. And from there, we can come up with insightful questions, which we'll begin to analyze ourselves. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So like we were saying, let's look at the solar stuff. We've picked the countries once again, and we'll pick solar energy. Sorry, I can tweak this and use our, oh, sorry. I have to undo, sorry. So if I want to use this is is the tree map I'm talking about. No, I was just wondering what is happening. So if I want to use the tree map, I'll pick my country and from the dimension, pick the country and put it there. And also pick my solar, put it there. So just you can put it in this format. And I can always use my solar. I want the value in each of those countries. So that is it. It just tells me this is solar distribution.
Sorry, is it me that is feeling something? I think Tableau seems to be quite easier than Power BI.
Very correct. But Power BI is more powerful.
Yeah, because it's not showing all those pivots, all those calculations, all those things and everything.
Yeah,
I've always thought that Tableau was even much more harder than Power BI, but the way I just say, that's quite easy compared to, and the layout and the way of getting what you're looking for, just drag and drop. Whereas in Power BI, you do a lot of, you have to be looking for things hidden somewhere, looking for the map, which map do you want to use and all those things like that.
I agree. Just that with your Tableau also, if you come back to your data source, like I said, you could do a lot of, you could come up with a lot of calculated fields, which is similar to what you do with your DAT in Power BI. When you're doing your data cleaning, you do your data cleaning here, And you could see this. If I click on this, let me see if it will show anything. Okay, no, it's not. Oops, sorry. Let me not just dump it. So, but you can use this to join your data, bring in union of data. You could have different data sources, bring them together to become one and clean them before applying those things. So you can do a lot here also. They call it data preparation. Another class for that. I can take some time. Another class will look how we clean our data using Tableau. So here you can change this. And for this other one, okay, we've not given this name. This is the other renewable energy. Energy per country. Look at country. Okay, and that's it. So this what we could bring out from those data sets. We can still do a lot more if we want to, like Ambrosian said, compare the major renewable energy and others within different countries. You can come up with a calculated field for that, adding the three major renewable energy in each country to form a field, and also compare what you have from those three to the others and see if there's anything we could bring out of that. So having done this, you could see that we've generated so many sheets. From here, you can scroll down to see this is the total renewable energy produced. Let's correct this once and for all. Produced. And we're going to edit this to show that. And we move to total renewable energy distribution per country. We went to present this in form of a map. And also we look at hydro distribution per country, solar and wind. We also went ahead to look at total renewable energy over time, considering three major countries, India, France, and Brazil. And yeah. So we also look at solar in terms of heat map. Sorry, I was thinking I added the value of solar. Yes. Okay. And so I can go ahead now. This is the dashboard. So beside the sheet, you find three buttons there. This one, let me close this first. This is for creating new worksheets. This is for creating new dashboard, and this is for a new story. Okay, we are not looking at story today. We've done this. We've created so many sheets. You can also create as many dashboard as you want. Okay, and we said while we were presenting earlier that you need to look at your aspect ratio. Under this, sorry, it will give you could see the different aspect ratio that you have, which you can work on to increase or decrease. You also have the layout, the final layout, when you're trying to edit this, the dashboard, you can also create new dashboard from this end. Yeah, this is the field that's relevant to new dashboard. So if we go back to our dashboard, here we use it to present our content. So this is the horizontal content. This is vertical. If you want to put in text, you use this one to put in text. And you have other things you can do with your dashboard. You can also download from here. So the first thing, you look at the various sheets that you have here. They are showing here. You can easily pick it from here and drag to the dashboard. So all what we've done thus far, they are all here. You could see them here. So from here, I can move in a container where I want to put that, drag it, click on it, drag it to this part. It shows you have this one. You could also drag a vertical one and put it at the bottom here. Okay, so you have two and this one here. So we begin to start with the first stuff, drag it and put on your container. So this is the total renewable energy. I'll do something now. I want the entire sheet, and also I need to work on my aspect ratio. Yeah, save as. So let's save our work. First of all, pardon me, I should have done this. We'll save this as Power BI. Look at it, Tableau package workbook, and not Tableau workbook. Make it a package workbook, which is an improved version of Tableau over the other one. So if you click on this, and what do we call our stuff? We could call this global renewable energy production. Sorry. Global renewable energy production project. And store it there. Okay. So from there, so you see the aspect ratio, minimum, maximum. I want something more. If I pick the minimum, maximum, I don't know why it's coming out in this form. I needed something more like 1,500. And for this one, yep, I needed something like this so that I'll have the screen to myself. So from here, I'll need to go back to my sheet and move in the next one, which is this, and just drag it to the side of what you have previously. So you have this. You can use your mouse to move it a bit. So I can also add the third one. Oh, I can bring this one to the bottom here. Okay. And move the hydro one to the side. Just drag it and drop, drag and drop. Okay. It's taking shape. I don't need this because already it will give me the information I'm looking for. So I can cancel that from there. This also, I don't need this one. I can easily cancel this. This also, I don't need this. I can cancel it. So it's taking shape, and I can move further to the solar and wind. My butterfly, I need to bring that to play here. Bring that to the next side up here. Boom. So you have the butterfly here. Also, I don't need this one. Do away with it. Good. Are we getting it? Are you still with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll know.
Yes, sir.
So I'll know I'm not alone. All right. So so we've looked at this solar. This is total renewable energy per country. This is the total renewable energy. We have hydro here. We can also look at the non-renewable. Just bring in our heat map. Bring it to sandwich in between these two. Okay. Now I might drag this a bit. And like I said, we don't need this one. You remove this. So you have more space for it to, if you show dependent, if you still want my line series. Oh, I need to bring in my line series. Okay, very important. So I'll see where I can put that here. So I'll drag this off. Total renewable energy distribution. Since we have it in this map, this might not be too important. I can remove this. Bring in my line chart here. Okay. So the line chart, we're considering 3 countries. So this might move to the right so that, oh yeah. I want this to come to this side. And this will go into this place. This will come in between. Okay. So, well, you could just play with it, how much you could visualize it to look very good. This is my heat map. I can bring that, yeah. And this is representing the country. So it can be just on top to show the 3 countries we're considering there. My heat map. Hello?
Is it good? Because now everything is now very noisy now. Is it possible to have
it's not
two dashboards if you are presenting without trying not to overdo things, so that you don't pull people, because now everything is now everywhere. There's noise everywhere.
Yeah.
To say, okay, some will be, then there'll be dashboard 1, dashboard 2 in the form of presentation. Now
I agree. Yes, you can have several dashboards just to present different things. You don't need to clock. Normally, they encourage us to use just 4 items on one dashboard, at the most 6. If it's a wider frame, you have 6 at most, but 4 should be okay. Okay, so you don't really need to put in. We can remove the time series for now if you want, and just put the heat map. Okay, other renewable energy source. So, and now for it to be interactive, that is the last thing I need to do. We can also bring in on top of this one the title of our dashboard. Once we are through with it, we can come up with a title. Now, this is part of what we should not have in our we should not have this, because the year is already there. You don't need to have definition of year. It will just take space in your map. And we shouldn't have this column and row. So I can easily go back, and if I want to, remove this rows and column formats. Come in here, remove everything. Okay, and the rows, the sheets, yeah, you remove this, remove this, like we still have, okay, the lines, that's where I should work on, the lines I can remove Yes, that is it. So if I go back to my dashboard, it's no longer there. So it makes it well presented. And the last thing we'll do here is to, before I release us, is to now make our dashboard interactive. Take note of what I'm clicking here. You click on this that looks like funnel. For each of those charts, you need to click on them so that it becomes interactive. So it will link everything together. Okay. So if I pick, for example, France, and I want to know something about France, it will tell me that the total renewable energy coming out of France is 7,382, and part of which wind energy is 21,000, solar energy is 16,000, other renewable source amounts to 7,000, and the total, like you could see, the location of France, and as well as what is coming out of France. So you want to see this distribution of France production over the years. In 2000, they generated 3,000 renewable energy, and it goes fluctuating like that. The highest was in the year 2013, and the least was in the year 2022. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense to us.
I think what you've done now, I'm not too sure Power BI can do this.
Now, Power BI will do same, so it will do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but again, so this is just making it interactive. Once you make your dashboard interactive, then you can easily. But like I said, like you said earlier, actually, Tableau is easier to work with. You can play with this the way you like, and it gives you what you want at the end of the day. Okay. All right. So, Rochelle.
Thank you. So I think how would they export the data?
Okay,
So that's how we're going to stop.
Yeah, so once you've completed this, like we did, you save. Sorry, pardon me. Yeah, this thing has gone back to. I'm supposed to filter and the line. Where's my line distribution? Okay, let me just filter it from here. So I'm supposed to put in that is one thing we need to do when we are filtering, to put in the filter as part of the map, so that from there you just pick the country you want. So I think we used India, France, and Brazil. Okay, apply. Well, that's it. So we just leave it there for tonight. And yeah, so this is, you save this, Control S, because we've saved it previously. Oh, sorry, it's not easy to get free version. So once you save that, you now save this, come here and save as. So remember what I said, you save as TWBX, okay? And it will be in this format. So you just already exists. So you just save on it, and you have that in that format. From there, you can export it if you want. Let me see, I think we have export package workbook. So you come in, pick your project. Okay. You click on this, and Yeah, that's it. So you can go there, take that from your folder. This is the form in which it will come. So you can take this and use anywhere. You can send it as attachments
How
to
do
anyone.
how do we put that into a PowerPoint slide? But I assume that most often, if we're doing the presentation, maybe where you're going, you are incorporating this dashboard in the midst of other documents or other company information and everything.
Yeah.
So and those ones are in PowerPoint. So how do we get this now and put this also in PowerPoint?
Yeah, actually, there's I think there should be a way of doing that, but I've not thought about it. But what I do normally is the premature one, just to copy my screen. But if you want to make it
Okay.
interactive, which you need to demonstrate to your clients, then you need to, in your PowerPoint, there should be a way of importing this into your PowerPoint, in which where you once you click on that, it takes you to this and you can present it. But again, there might be other better way of doing it, which I've not explored. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay, can we help us appreciate our resource person today? Can we just in the chat box just thank him? Please let's thank
Thank you, sir.
Brashi. I will thank you.
Okay.
So I've checked the chat, our chat stuff. We are not giving any data set out. The data set is from Cargo. We expect all of us to follow the same way to be able to download the data set from Cargo itself. And we're going to send this video tonight. We're going to upload before midnight and send it to our email. So the idea of these things to be hands-on, you put, if you have two laptops or just have one laptop to be watching this video and do it step by step, step by step, step by step. And we want you to do beyond what Brashiawe have done. It's all about tasking yourself. So I have 3 questions as assignment. The first one I have is I'll put it there and I'll put it on the chat box. So the first person to answer will get a prize. So this is the first question. The first question is that between 2000 and the most recent year in data set, which country experienced the largest relative growth in solar energy production, and how does that growth compare to its overall renewable energy mix? So go and figure out how you can use. Uh, yes, the data set is there on Cargo. We're not giving the ability. We downloaded it there. So we felt that if you watch the video, how did the Brashiawe downloaded it? So that's how to we felt that people were able to exploit that. So that's the first question. I'm going to give the second question. Uh, I've also showed the clue there. So the second question is is contribution and dependent analysis. Which country relies most heavily on a single renewable energy source? And how has that dependency changed over time? It pushes you, the people that attend this class, to able to use percentage, contribution to total, all of that. And
Yeah.
the last question is this. Um, the last question is this. Anomaly detection and insight. Identify a year and country where the total renewable energy trend significantly deviated from its historical trajectory. What was the driver? Is this solar, wind, hydro, or other? Yeah. So we're doing that the ability because that we should not try to downplay that. Oh, this is just a simple master class. What if that United Nations is sitting on this data set? What if Kestama is sitting on this data set? What if First Minister is sitting on this? What if the whole world is sitting on this data set? What can they do from this? This data set can use them to plan a lot. So the first person to do that, and your answer, I want to see your answer you can write the answer in words. We also want to see the answer in terms of graphical format. So your answer in graphical format, like what Brashiawe have done, and also electric. So, and The deadline is today is sorry. The deadline is Tuesday night, 12 midnight. So thank you very much. So I just want to thank everyone for apologies
Sorry,
for starting.
Professor. Tuesday is Tuesday.